गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन व्रज यमुनातीर वनचारी यमुनातीर वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। इसका दिव्य और राजा श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद ब्रह्मचंद्र राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्री स्वामी गणेश भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती श्री पाद की श्रीमद् भागवतम की all glories to Sankirti, all glories to Sankirti, all glories to Sankirti, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna. So I heard yesterday it was very nice class. The overview. So today we are seeing these two things. One, how the Mother Earth goes to meet Brahma to complain about the problem faced. So that is Bhumi Devi going to the Lord Brahma. So here we find that depending on different modes, at different times the things keeps changing in this world, and then depending on that, then sometimes bad patch, sometimes good patch, sometimes keeps coming going. So that we are going to see, and then specifically this one topic about Rukmini Haran, which is very nice to meditate before Janmashtami. So that two things we'll try to cover. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने नमः। हे कृष्णा सिंधो वीरवन्तो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we are just preparing ourselves for upcoming Janmashtami. So we are seeing these two pastimes. So we see that in the pastime of Mother Earth, when she is very much burdened by the kings which are irreligious case. Generally, Bhumi is not burdened by Mount Everest or so much of billions and billions of liters of water of ocean. That is not burdening to earth. What is burdening to earth is when people start living life which is contrary to God's laws. That becomes intolerable for Mother Earth. So such one kind of asura that is very heavy than Mount Everest also. So with that, she goes and requests to top person in this whole world. That is, yeah. So Mother Earth, not knowing what to do, they have generally one shelter only. In this world also, you find that when the demigods are in difficulty, they go to whom? Brahma only, if they have something. And Brahmaji is so expert, we can't imagine Brahma's intelligence. His intelligence to uh, process the whole thing, situation, his intelligence to give solution, his intelligence to sometimes getting into the matter and resolving it. His abilities are, it's like, he is like empowered by Lord for that purpose only. So his ability to take care of this creation, that is no match. So the demigods generally will find shelter in Brahma because he is like top. So generally you will find people going to him and asking. And Brahma also resolves so many issues, and that's how he had come to Brahma Viman Leela also to resolve that. Because he heard that something is going on, which is very strange. And then let me go and resolve. So that is Brahmaji's general thing. So when Bhumi Devi comes there telling that these many asuras are there and so much problem is there. Now the general trend of Brahma should have been what? Okay, let's go and see. And I'll just see what I can do. But then here we find that Brahma didn't do that because he knew that this is beyond my scope. So then Brahmaji takes all the demigods. He says, let's go to Vishnu. So we see here that Brahmaji is very, he knows where to uh, take things in hand and where to go to Vishnu. So here also Brahmaji shows uh, this very amazing kind of character of being always uh, being the perfect instrument in the hands of Vishnu. He takes them to Vishnu, and then he didn't go alone also because if he is going alone, he thought that may or may not Vishnu take me seriously. Because you say, okay, Brahmaji has come, so he had some issues. He said that you also come. So he took all the demigods to the shore of that Shirasagar, and then they started praying to the Lord. So when the Lord, he didn't appear, he just spoke. This Brahma could hear that don't worry, I'll appear and all the demigods can take birth in the different dynasties. Vrishni, Andhaka, then Yadava, these are the so different demigods can take birth there and I'll soon appear. So then Brahmaji came and he told everybody that this is the plan, Lord is going to appear. and then Lord appeared also. So here we see that this whole system of the universe is made like that. That the problems are resolved at different levels by different people, and the ultimate problem is resolved at the level of Vishnu only, when the Lord takes things in his hand. When the Lord appears in this world, specifically yesterday also we discussed quite elaborately about Lord's appearance. That how when the Lord appeared and then he was uh, carrying the Lord, and then practically every obstacle start dismantling itself just by the presence of Krishna only. Because he was carrying Krishna without even much of his endeavor, obstacles were getting removed. So that happens when we start doing something in Krishna consciousness, taking little risk. So Vasudev took that risk because he knew that if he goes out with the baby, he is at risk, baby is so already in risk, and uh, outside rain is happening and so many adverse situations are there. But he took that risk. He took that risk with Krishna in his hand. So that kind of risk taking by devotees is always awarded by the Lord. And the whole pastimes of Prabhupada is full of such description of how whenever devotees take risk for Krishna, Krishna reciprocates. Rather, when devotees are in risk, Krishna reciprocates. Similarly, when devotees are, they create a risky situation while serving Krishna, then also Krishna is forced to appear like that. So when Prabhupada was going, he went through 2 heart attacks, he was alone there. It was like that situation itself was a great appeal to Krishna to appear. Not only Prabhupada was appealing through his writing that uh, I don't know what I am supposed to do here. You want me to come, I have come. So you are most powerful. So you do something. So when devotee is helpless, Krishna appears. So that is a eternal principle. That whenever devotees are helpless, Krishna appears. So either we get into that situation just to serve Krishna, taking risk, then we are helpless. Or we develop this attitude only, always, that I need help. And when we are praying in that mood, chanting in that mood, that time also Krishna appears. So we see that I still remember our what is his name? Rameshwar who was telling that Prabhupada had planned to bring out this Krishna book, and then he told the marathon of CC, and he told marathon of Krishna book also, that they had deadline also for that also. And then Prabhupada said that the book should be like this. I don't know how many of you have seen this book. His book is of the size of this laptop. Prabhupada wanted a big Krishna book, like that, almost like A4 size that type. And Prabhupada exactly gave the dimensions also. It should be of this dimension, this color, this many pages should be there, and many color pages, kind of printing should be there. And then he told that this is very important book. We are going to launch Krishna in the Western world through this book. And first time they are going to see Krishna through this book. So everything should be first class. The quality of the book, specifically the uh, paintings. He said they have not seen Krishna. You are the first to make them see Krishna. So the paintings has to be very. So these devotees were thinking that how can you paint Supreme Lord? He's most attractive, and we have nothing. So one of the like chief painter, he was like freestyle, गाउठी घर में बैठ के थोड़ा सिखाता वो ऐसे थे. So he went and asked Prabhupada that Prabhupada, can we send some of our devotees to learn some kind of professional drawing? And then Prabhupada said no. He said you just chant Hare Krishna and paint. Krishna will appear to the degree you are desperate. So he was telling that they were just following the words of Prabhupada and they had no idea how to draw. They had no idea of professionalism and things like that. But then, because they were in that mood, and you can see that some of the paintings of that, they look professionally very not so good. You feel that, But then, Prabhupada loved that painting very much. And Krishna will also manifest through that paintings to the degree that devotees' emotions are involved. So he was telling that Prabhupada was not only for professionalism. Professionalism, when it is there, we utilize. But then, Rameshwar was the one first who started that, maintaining the book go down and distributing all over the America. Prabhupada was very happy with that. Very professionally he was doing it. But in this case, he was telling that how, to the degree devotee is very desperate. He was telling that this devotees who used to draw, the feedback used to be there right next. They used to chant very intensely because they don't know what to do. And then they used to chant, they used to draw, chant, draw, like that. So then Krishna manifested first time in the Western world through that Krishna book. So in our life also, Krishna manifests through this one desperation. That desperately we need Krishna in our life. So that desperation is a very nice platform to invite Krishna. And Krishna also like to come to such situation. When everything is going on nicely, why he should come? He also needs some work. Nothing is there. You call Narendra Modi. क्या है नहीं ऐसे दर्शन करो प्रसाद वगैरह ले लो. Why he'll come? Just to take prasad or just to something is there, then he will come. So Krishna also something means this kind of. So when we are desperate, we need his help the most. Then Krishna appears. So Vasudeva wanted that because he was in desperation. He wanted to save Krishna. He wanted to safeguard, and so then Krishna started working very miraculously. So his lifting Krishna, that baby itself, is a great act of faith in Krishna. That he had faith in Krishna that although I have my hands and legs are tied up with so many chains, but if I lift Krishna, I don't know how, I don't know with what force uh, I'm going to work, but something will happen. So he had the desire to act, abide by the orders of Krishna, and that desire itself became his uh, uh, the rescuer from all the problems. I was hearing one of the class regarding this Krishna's appearance only. So there it was discussed that in this world also, when we are uh, specifically when somebody comes in Krishna consciousness, carrying all the materialistic uh, mindset, then when some service is given, the first response is mind rebels. Mind says, I won't do it. Why? क्या मैं क्या नौकर हूँ क्या? ऐसा लगता है ना कभी कभी. कोई भी आके बता देता है प्रोजे ये करो, प्रोजे ये करो. Specifically in the beginning time. So the first response is I won't. Of course, you don't say that because you know that I'm supposed to be very humble and things like that. So then we fashion it properly and talk. But the first response is like this, and that is the response of any conditioned soul in this world. When he has to surrender, when he has to, but then that is the first response. When he practices Krishna consciousness, some purification happens. Then he feels that, yeah, it's good if I do some this whatever services are there. But then the next response comes is, I can't do it. I may want to do it, but there are so many things. This is there, that is there. That's why I cannot do it. So that is the second, at least little advanced response. Because there's some desires are developed, but he's still stooped in his own kind of like that. He says that I can't now. Then third response starts developing after little purification. That okay, I'll try. So when he says I'll try, that time at least he has accepted. Okay, I'll try. So till now that he was in negative zone, now it is at least he has come to some 0 0 because it's a try only. So then that desire to serve Krishna starts manifesting. Then okay, I'll try. After some purification, association with devotees and taking a lot of prasad, when he's purified, then that reaction changes to how to do it. Now he's not telling that I'll try. Now he makes his sleeves on top and then he उतरता है वो नीचे क्या क्या करना है. कहाँ किसको मिलना है, क्या, what is needed. Now he's into action. Till that he's just, I'll try, no problem. कुछ तो होगा, पता नहीं क्या होगा. But now he is ready. He's willing to put his efforts. He's willing to uh, kind of put his brain, put his mind, put his skills, put his like that. Then the planning starts. That how to do it, and then when he understands that I have limited resources and the task is very huge, but then now his faith in Krishna is so great that he not only says how to do it, now he says, I will do it, no matter what. Even if I fail, no problem, I'll do it. Because I'm not anyway doing it for success. I'm doing it as a service. So that is my fortune if I can do it. So with great feeling fortunate, he starts acting on it. And that's how Prabhupada was asked that your Guru Maharaj always wanted to preach in London. Why did you go to America? So Prabhupada said that my Guru Maharaj had sent some of my god brothers went and they failed. They didn't succeed. So Prabhupada very humbly was telling that I was thinking that anyway I have to fail, then why to fail at the same place? Let's go to some different place and fail. So he said that I thought that I'll go to New York and if I have to fail, no problem. At least people will say that कुछ तो किया है, कुछ अलग जगह जाके फेल होगा, no problem. So that was Prabhupada's response. So we see in the life of Prabhupada that although he had no resources, he had no kind of, but still his desire was there that it's my fortune, it's my. So here also same mentality is there of uh, Vasudeva. Vasudeva, now nothing is in his hand. He's already engaged. He's, people cannot come and talk to him also. Previously, before seventh child, he was at least allowed to go in and out. He was just, he was not uh, handcuffed. After seventh, he was handcuffed because it was more emergency, and that's how we see that on the first time when Nanda Maharaj came to pay the taxes, Vasudeva went and met him. That time also he was under scrutiny because the Akashwani was already done, and after that this happened, meeting of Vasudeva and Nanda Maharaj. Remember? So he had come to pay the taxes and Vasudeva met him outskirts and told him that quickly go back because there is some danger in Gokul. And then immediately he returned. So like, but then here now he was not only under scrutiny, he was bound, and there was no scope of any support to him because anybody who comes even to talk to him and support him will be the first target of Kamsa. He will be the in the blacklist. So nobody was coming even to meet Vasudeva. Neither Vasudeva was trying to have any connection with anybody because anybody he wants to try, he will be targeted by Kamsa. So he was also keeping aloof. Although Vasudeva was having so many wives, one of the was Rohini. His wives also, they were like aloof. So that he had a suspicion that this wife should not be in danger like no, Devaki. कम से कम मन क्या चलेगा वो. He may say that Krishna will appear here, there, what, he will capture them also. So he wanted to keep them aloof from the whole situation. So other people were making him aloof, and he was also keeping himself aloof from anybody, any help. And he was under subjugation of Kamsa. So in this situation, it was very difficult for him to do what Krishna was telling. But then, just because he willingly took that task, that okay, if Krishna is telling, then I don't know how it will be done, I don't know when it will be done. But then, if Krishna is telling, then let's start. So when that was done, then Krishna started manifesting his Yogamaya. That everything started, kind of fitting at its own place. And then automatically the doors were opened. Automatically the guards went to sleep. Automatically the river gave the way. And everything went on as if it was planned only. So we see that whenever Krishna comes, then things becomes uh, just like planned in some very adventurous movie or something like that. And this kind of faith is there in devotees that Krishna will do his job. Because was telling this, our Brahmanand Prabhu was telling this past time of how that Bhagavad Gita was printed first time, the Macmillan wala. So because Prabhupada had written Bhagavad Gita and then he lost because of mercy of his wife. And then he wrote it again when he went to America. And then now he was very eager to print it. At that time, not many kind of book printing has not started so like properly. Even the people there, they were not so accustomed devotees. They were very new. Only Prabhupada knew the whole printing process and things like that. And in India, it was easier to go to printer and get things done. Here, everything is so foreign. But then Prabhupada was very much pushing to Brahman that no, you go and check. Go and check where you go and what. So it was, he had told that to at least 3 4 devotees before Brahmananda that you go and check. They used to go around, talk to people, and then they used to no, 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 हो सकता है. They used to come and tell Prabhupada, Prabhupada, बहुत try किया नहीं हो रहा. And then Prabhupada will catch another, you go now, and then he will go around, do things, come back. नहीं हो रहा. Then he will catch another, send him again. So he got Brahmananda like that. After 3 4 devotees had failed, going to different production companies and things like that, showing the manuscript that this is what. But then Brahmananda, he got that CD order from the address of Macmillan. So this was Macmillan or this was different? Yeah. So when he saw that the order has come for that Hare Krishna CD, but that was from publishing house. So he felt that maybe I'll go with the CD and while talking I'll uh, express this also that publish Bhagavad Gita. But then when he went there, he was very shocked, disappointed also because that was ordered by one clerk. It was not like some company order or something like that. So then clerk was very happy to get that CD and he said thank you. So he was not knowing what to do. Clerk has no rights to, but still, as a matter, he just told that my spiritual master has written Bhagavad Gita, and so that clerk also, uh, when he was sitting there, then when this whole discussion was going on about the Bhagavad Gita and things like that, he was telling that I have a manuscript. And so he took him to his boss. His boss was not in production, he's like clerk ka boss tha wo. Because that much only clerk can do. But that time, the chief editor was there in the cabin who heard it. That some discussion is going on about Bhagavad Gita. And he said that no, we want that Bhagavad Gita. He said because all our mythology books are already in publication. We were missing this Bhagavad Gita only. Bible is there, Quran is there. This Bhagavad Gita is missing, so it's nice. You get it, we'll print it. So he was ready to print even before seeing the who is author and who has written. Nothing. He just said that you bring it, we'll print it because we need it. So he was very shocked and he could understand that this is Krishna's mercy only. This was otherwise not possible. So with great happiness he jumping went to Prabhupada and he told Prabhupada, Prabhupada, done. Macmillan is taking over Bhagavad Gita. And then he was looking at Prabhupada, that Prabhupada will be very jubilant or something like that. And so surprisingly, he saw that Prabhupada as if like, oh, very nice. That's it. As if like it is. So there he said that he was acting as if Prabhupada was so confident that something is going to happen. It's like, okay, he was not surprised to hear that that happened. So he was telling that uh, that is the nature of pure devotees when they show that desperate desire, then Krishna reciprocates, which they are very sure of. That if we are desperate, then Krishna has to. So here, this desperation of Vasudev caused Krishna to appear. Desperation of Devaki caused Krishna to appear. Similarly, desperation of Prabhupada caused ISKCON to appear. Desperation of devotees caused Krishna book to appear in this world. Similarly, wherever devotees are desperate to serve Krishna, Krishna will appear in that way. Personally, collectively, uh, so when Krishna appears, then all other things becomes very miraculously easy, which are like unsurmountable mountain. But then that also becomes very easy when Krishna appears. And here now we are seeing about the kidnapping of Rukmini also. You can see the desperation of Rukmini that she was about to be married to Shishupal. And for a lady, this is one of the very crucial point of her life, because her whole life is decided. Her whole life becomes set by this one marriage. Whole life she has to live with that. But then the choice was most undesirable, and that is Shushupan. She has to live with. How can a devoted Rukmini live with Shushupan and serve him? And that was that was out of question only. So Rukmini was ready to even eat poison and die if Krishna doesn't come. She was already prepared in that sense that if Krishna doesn't come, instead of marrying with Shishupal, I'll die. I don't want to. And she writes also in the letter to Krishna. Says that Krishna, you are very great. You are sought after by so many pure-hearted souls. And if you think that I am not still qualified to achieve you, then I don't mind hundreds of lives. I'll do some tapasya to come to that point where you'll find fit me to accept. So she is not kind of demanding that I need you and you come and take me. She is telling that I know that I am not qualified. And if you feel that there is some problem, there is some discrepancy, and it may not be possible in one lifetime also, because there may be many. So I don't mind waiting till the point I am accepted by you. So that letter also is very nice, which Rukmini writes. That letter is about having full faith in Krishna, telling Krishna our her predicament, and requesting Krishna that you please appear. And when she is writing like that, the desperation Krishna could sense. Although Krishna was middle of the battle. Which battle? Yeah. So he was in the middle of the battle, but when he understood the desperation, he took off from there also. So the mission which Krishna comes, Vinashaya Dushkritam, Krishna left that mission when he saw that devotee is desperate to have him. So Krishna is ready to leave anything and everything for his desperate devotee. Even his promise he is ready to break. Even his regular work he is ready to put aside. He is ready to do anything if it has to help him in serving his devotees. So Rukmini was like very desperate. So we'll go for another 10 minutes, then we'll take prashad. So this is Rukmini. So we'll read it. This is Canto 10, Chapter 53. Text. Okay, we'll read fast and then some texts are very nice. There will. So, chapter 53. Can you please repeat? 10, 53:1. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So this is text 1. We'll read the translation. Somebody can read first.
Sundar Goswami said, thus hearing the confidential message of Princess Vaidari, Lord Yadunandan took the Brahmana's hand and smiling spoke to him as follows.
So the Brahmana has already reached to Dwarka and then Krishna met him. So here the Lord kind of echoes the emotions of Rukmini. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Tathahamapi Tachitto Nidram Cha Na Labhe Nishi Vedaham Rukmini Rukmana Dveshan Modvaho Nivaritah. Somebody?
God said, just as Rukmini's mind is fixed on me, my mind is fixed on her. I can't even sleep at night. I know that Rukmini, out of envy, has forbidden other marriage.
So here he says, the Supreme Lord said that the way Rukmini is fixed in me, then similarly my mind also is fixed on her. He says, I can't sleep at night because I'm always remembering Rukmini. So like it. So it reminds me one Rasika Acharya writes in the commentary of Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna is telling Krishna later on after Bhagavad Gita that he says that, my dear Krishna, when you used to talk about your devotee in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks, na? There is a Bhaktastakam is there. This devotee is very dear to me, like that 8 verses are there. Or whenever he talks about pure devotee, Manchitta, Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam, that my devotees are completely devoted to me and they are always discussing about me. So this Acharya says that Arjuna tells to Krishna that Krishna, when you were singing that verses, I could see trembling in your lips, and I know that you are remembering your pure devotees, Brajavasis, the gopis. You are remembering their sacrifices, which made you tremble even on the battlefield, just by thought of, because it is obvious for Krishna whenever devotee comes, first thought is going to go to Vrindavan. He knows that Mother Yashoda is there, Srimati Radharani is there, and what is happening to them. So when Krishna is telling, now for us when we talk about this verse, Machitta, Mangata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam, We think that brahmachari is sitting and having brahmachari class. That is our, and that is good. That is, we are, when Krishna is telling this, that my devotees, they sit and then discuss. So he understands how piteously uh, gopis are crying, and they're just, they have no other thought than Krishna. They don't think anything other than Krishna. They don't speak anything other than Krishna. So much so that they become like so much immersed that sometimes they start acting Krishna's leelas only. One becomes Kamsa, another becomes Krishna, another becomes Balaram, and they just perform that pastimes as if they are like, it's kind of it's a mad people only. The whole, we have seen some mad people in this world also, that some mother loses her child or something, and then she keeps the that doll, and she tells, no, 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 my child is still there, and things like that. Movie में दिखाते हो वैसे. So, so the gopis are like that, that that are so intolerable for them, and then they used to come and discuss. So when Krishna is telling to Arjuna that this is how my devotees love me so much, and their heart is completely attached to me. So Arjuna is telling to Krishna afterwards. One of the acharyas tells this, that Krishna, I saw, you are remembering their the Prajavasis, and I could see that trembling. So here also we find that Lord is echoing the desperate love of Rukmini, and he's telling that I can't even sleep at night just because I'm thinking of Rukmini so much. Text 3. तामनैश्च उन्मत्स्य राजन्यापसदान्वृथे मत्परा न वत्यांगी मेधसोऽग्निशिखामिव. Somebody can read the translation.
She has dedicated herself exclusively to me, and her beauty is flawless. I will bring her here after crushing those faultless kings in battle, just as one brings a blazing flame out of firewood.
So here the Purport Prabhupada writes that how he's telling that from the wood I'll bring out the fire. So fire is Rukmini and wood is all these notorious family and kings. So he's telling that from the wood, when the flame comes, that flame burns the fire. That flame burns the wood and then comes out. So similarly, I'll go and get Rukmini, who is like a flame, and in the process, all these kings will be destroyed. They will be burned to ashes. So Krishna is telling it. Then text 4. उद्वार्हर्षं च विज्ञाय रुक्मिण्या मधुसूदनः रथ संयुज्य तामाशु दारुकेत्याह सारथिम्. Somebody read translation.
There was only said, Lord Madhusudana also understood the exact lunar time for Rukmini's wedding. Thus he told his driver, Daruka, ready my chariot immediately.
So Daruka was the chariot driver of Krishna, most expert. Text 5. सचाश्वैषभ्य सुग्रीव मेघ पुष्प बलाहकैः युक्तं रथमपानीय तस्थौ प्रञ्जालितग्रथः.
Taruka brought the Lord's chariot, yoked with the horses named Shatya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa, and Balahaka. He then stood before Lord Krishna with joint palms.
The names of the horses are also good. Text 6. Aruhya Sandalam Shaurir Dvijamarupya Purnagai Anartadekaratrena Vidarbhan Gamathayai.
Lord,
Yeah.
Lord Sauri mounted his chariot and had the Brahmana do likewise. Then the lords took horses to them from the Anarta district to Vidarbha in the Sundar.
Yeah. So Lord is addressed here as Shauri. So because he's going to show his Shurata of rescuing his devotees. Similarly, the Shauri also addressed to Vasudev. That Vasudev also is addressed as Shauri. But then, how can be so somebody Shauri is captured by Kamsa and is prisoned? And what is it Shurata? Shurata means you fight and then a defeat comes and then somebody can be called as Shauri. That's okay. So here Bhagavatam still describes Vasudeva as Shauri because he defeated few things which are impossible to defeat. One, he defeated his lethargy because somebody can very easily become negative minded, very depressed in such situation. But then he conquered his negativity and he was very steady in that situation also to serve Krishna. Another, in such situation also he uphold his faith in Krishna and then he continued his service even after so many challenges. That itself made him have that title, Shauri. So Bhagavatam also, so many places he is addressed as Shauri. Externally, you don't see his Shurata. First, he was begging Kamsa that no, leave my wife. Not that he took his sword and started fighting or something. So you feel that this person is so kind of always begging on you. And then he was captured and then put it in jail only. And in jail also he is very fearful, how to save Krishna. But then all this whole thing, Surata is where that where there was every possibility of not doing that service to Krishna, he opted to do that service. So that was his Surata. So the Surata is different at different place. Surata is not only just killing people outside, left and right. That is not only Surata. The Vasudeva also showed his Surata by steadfastly standing and doing Krishna service in any adverse situation. Yeah. Text 7. Raja sa kundinapatihi putra sneha vashanugad Shishupalaya swam kanyam dasyam karmanyakarayat.
King Vishnuka, the master of Andina, having succumbed to the sway of affection for his son, about to give his daughter to Shishupal, the king saw to all the required preparations.
Yeah. So we'll stop here. It's 9:30. चलो प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत की जय।